Hey, James, thanks for doing this. I just wanted to ask you, you had 2 days with pads, now you have the day with shells. Just the progression of getting that football feeling back, obviously without everything that's been going on in the off season. How does it feel right now?
Just it feels good to get back out there, kind of get in the groove a little bit. Just fly around, get back into football shape. Flew around with pads the past 2 days, and today backed it off a little bit with the shells. But I think everybody's just trying to get into football shape, build that team chemistry, and just make sure we're in proper condition.
Levin, why
Just,
don't you do
just to go ahead.
No, go ahead, Levin. I was going to encourage you to ask a follow-up while I'll encourage others to raise their hand to ask a question.
Okay, just a quick follow-up. Were you surprised at how in shape everybody was, or how everybody needed to get into football shape? Because this is one of the first times where, you didn't have your OTAs, your mini camps, or anything like getting back together. And there were gyms that were closed because of the pandemic.
I'm not surprised. I think it was stress to us all when we did the virtual meetings for OTAs to come back ready to go in shape, study your playbook. So I think everybody took that seriously, and they came back ready to go from day one. Obviously, you're not going to be 100% in football shape because we haven't been playing football, but each day I think everybody's been trying to get better. I said we're just trying to work as hard as possible on kind of a crunch schedule, so every day is even more important.
Next question, Kyle Hightower, followed by Chris Gasper.
Hey, James, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Doing well. Coach talked a little bit this morning about at least the possibility of utilizing all three quarterbacks at different times this season. We saw a little bit of that in action during practice, but generally for you, I'm curious about whether you get excited as a player to kind of put new wrinkles into the offense, do different things, and so much about practice, about repetition, and doing the same things over and over again. Just get generally excited about seeing new things and trying new things out.
I think Coach McDaniels does a great job of being creative and dialing up new things to the strength of the players that he has. So it doesn't matter which year it is, we always, add new things to the offense and try to help us do our best out there and help us perform the best each and every week. Sometimes it could be for a certain opponent or for a certain player on our offense. So he does a great job. He has a creative mind, and each year we're going to add new things that are going to help us succeed.
Thanks, man.
Next question, Chris Gasper, followed by Nick O'Malley.
Hey, James, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks for asking. Just to piggyback on Kyle's question, how mentally challenging is it for you? This is already a very complex offense, but when you are rotating through the quarterbacks, to just make sure you know who is in the game and maybe what plays are in play based on who the quarterback is, where normally, unless there's an injury, it's the same quarterback the whole time.
Honestly, it's not too challenging. Even in previous years, we've always worked with different quarterbacks, especially at the running back position. You just put out there whoever's that quarterback is that quarterback. Whereas, the quote unquote first string, second string, third string, you're gonna play with whoever's out there. Everybody has to be on the same page, regardless of who's in the huddle. So, barring if God forbid anybody got injured, and there's not a step back or anything. Everybody has to be on the same page, whether you're getting 100 reps or 1 rep. So I think Coach does a great job of breaking everybody up. There's no first team, second team. Everybody's in there with everybody and helping everybody learn.
Thank you.
Bro.
Next question, Nick O'Malley, followed by Steve Sanchez.
Hi, James. I had a question about just the state of physicality at this point in camp. As an outside observer looking in, we see you guys simulating running plays, but it's obviously not like tackling to the ground, and like you see a hole open up, but it's not the same amount of physicality that would go into a live play in an actual game. What do you get? How much can you draw in terms of building the running game and preparing for the season from those reps where it's not quite 100%? And what's the difference between those sorts of reps and a live game?
I just take the proper technique. Everybody trying to get their hats in the right place, use the proper blocking techniques at offensive line, tight end, fullback, receivers, and the running backs. We have to make the proper reads, get the handoffs, and you can kind of simulate the contact. It's not real, but everybody wants to be in the proper positions to make tackles and make sure we're, trying to make guys miss in the open field. But it's no difference than in previous years. You never really tackle them to the ground except if there's a live drill, and you don't really do that often. So you just have to simulate it to the best of your ability. And we do a lot of tackling drills, like open field tackling drills, to make sure everybody's in the proper position and making sure we work on our tackling and open field running techniques. So we're constantly working on it, even though we may not go to the ground all the time. We're professionals, so I mean, you have to take care of each other in practice.
Next question, Steve Sanchez, followed by Ryan Hannibal.
How you doing, James? Hope all is well, bud.
All is well. Hope all is well with you.
Good, yeah. So, James, I just want you to describe the excitement level of your running backs room and, what the coaches have you guys prepared for, like each and every day, like your skill levels or, just game planning.
We have a talented group of running backs. I said we have some experienced guys. We have some younger guys. So we're all competing with one another, trying to make each other better. I think everybody's versatile. Everybody wants to be able to run. Everybody wants to be able to block. Everybody wants to be able to catch. And coach can call any play with any guy in there. So we're trying to pick each other's brains, work with one another, compete. I think we have some extremely talented guys. We just have to go out there and practice, improve it each and every day, and be a viable option for the offense.
Thanks, James.
No problem.
And it looks like the final question will be Ryan Hannibal. Go ahead, Ryan.
Hey, James. I was just curious what your impressions of Damon Harris have been this year. And did you give him any advice this offseason? You kind of had a similar rookie season to him, not playing as much. Did you talk to him at all about, how to stay focused and focus on this year?
Yeah, I mean, he's a talented guy. He's been working hard ever since day one. He had a similar rookie season as myself. I just told him, just put his head down and work. You go out there and prove every day in practice that, you're a good football player. The coaches will take notice. Just try and do the right thing as much as possible and work hard, and everything will take care of itself.
Thank you very much, James. JC Jackson will be next.